Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy JGM Wrestling back out here with another wrestling reaction video. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to WrestleLamia's 10 terrible Vince McMahon rules Triple H has killed forever in WWE. Now, don't get it twisted. We all know the shit that was happening with Vince McMahon, but listen, there was some moments, bro, that he did good. All right, you can't discredit him for that. Of course, with old age and he's, getting out of time and all that other stuff, it's understandable that we need somebody fresh in the creative side. But Vince McMahon was him back in the days, all right? He was the creative genius to produce really a lot of things. If it wasn't for his risk-taking, there would be no such thing as WrestleMania. So, man, let's see what WrestleMania got to talk about. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to him. And do me a favor, subscribe to your boy, too, on the road to 2K subscribers. Yes, sir.
Do this. I'm trying to do what's right for the business.
10 Vince McMahon things that Triple H killed off in WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Number 10, making legends feel inferior. Now, whilst Vince McMahon often liked to use legends on WWE programming, with WWE hosting nights such as Legends Night and McMahon even putting legends in featured programs, it was a common consensus that McMahon didn't give them the respect that they deserved backstage. Thankfully, under Triple H's leadership, this has vastly changed. The legends, when they visit WWE, are treated with respect and love, and Triple H insists that the modern roster acknowledge the work of the stars of yesteryear. Former WWE European Champion X-Pac confirmed how well Triple H treats legends during an interview with Sports Illustrated. "We get treated so well regarding recent appearance. That wasn't always the way it was. There's been times over the years I've seen older wrestlers so disappointed that they weren't even acknowledged. It's a big deal to us. This was our life. So it means the world to be treated the way we're treated. Being at Raw, I loved it. I was telling my wife this, even people I wasn't close with back in the day. I'm so happy to see them now." Now, the game has even gone out of his way to make amends with former enemies such as Scott Steiner and CM Punk, and it's clear that Triple H believes that no bridge is truly burned when it comes to WWE.
Yo, not gonna lie, bro, if Triple H has that mentality too of what's best for business, since he always claimed he had it, that is what's best for business, bro. Just put the beef that y'all got to the side. Maybe y'all can make it in the story, but y'all can make money. And that's the goal, man. It's a business at the end of the day, bro. People there to feed their families. So what more better to have some real life, a little bit of heat into some storylines. So this right here was honestly a dope moment. I ain't gonna lie, Triple H is kind of doing his thing with that, at least. He's signing people up. He's making them into storylines. That's what's up.
Number 9, longer PLEs.
Oh, yeah.
Vince McMahon was obsessed with stacking pay-per-views from top to bottom with matches. This had some positives as it allowed a range of talent to receive pay-per-view time and a pay-per-view payday. However, certain pay-per-views lasted for an eternity, and nothing was given the opportunity to be memorable due to the sheer length of the pay-per-view runtime. This is the complete opposite approach that Triple H takes, as pay-per-views, now referred to as premium live events, only feature a few matches, and this allows matches appropriate time to make a statement.
Bro, it's not bad. Like, I spoke about this before. It's not a bad idea, but it's just like you have other, storylines that could be fit into this PLE as well. They don't even got to be that long. Like, it gets a little tiring because at the end of the day, you got these wrestlers that are, they're probably, it's obviously predetermined, so they're improvising a lot of the stuff. So it's like, which is cool, improvise, but you have some moments where they're just laying on the ground. Like, I would, if it was me, bro, I would like to add more, just a little bit more matches, instead of doing 5 to 6, 7 to 8 don't hurt. Give a tag team a chance to shine. You know what I'm saying? Get a tag team involved if it's for the belt. You basically get all the belts involved. Isn't that the goal? You want to win championships. I feel like that's how it should be, plus storylines,
Whilst it's understandable why the game likes this formula, it hasn't been perfect and has received some criticism. Triple H rarely deviates away from this model, and this means that certain matches that should take place on a PLE match card end up taking place on Raw and SmackDown. Additionally, titles such as the tag titles have just become afterthoughts, as they haven't even been defended on a single PLE since WrestleMania 40, and this is due to the limited match cards on the PLE events, with PLEs breaking records left, right, and...
Bro, and I get it. What they're doing is they're using the tag team gold to be the Raw brand and the SmackDown brand. They want to keep it that way, which I understand, but, every now and then, bro, like, you got the Street Profits right now, right? They just came back, which is dope. Bro, there's some heat right there. They mad. Bro, put that shit in a PLE. It'll be fire, bro. They're going to do their thing. Let them shine, because now you're getting your wrestlers happy. Not only that, you're getting fans happy too. Like, just, you know, bro, not gonna lie, I saw Royal Rumble. Having Charlotte Flair win, honestly, it was kind of obvious, which was there, you know. But how much you want to bet she ain't gonna wrestle until WrestleMania? Like, she not, bro. She's just gonna promo, pick people, talk back and forth. They're barely gonna. She really not gonna wrestle, which was dumb because she was out for like a year, which I understand. She worked her ass off to do that, but still, like.
In center, it's unlikely that this is going to change anytime soon, and the only events that the game will break away from this booking pattern will be WrestleMania events, as well as other two-night PLEs such as the upcoming SummerSlam show. Number 8, the 24/7 title. Now, the 24/7 title was introduced in 2019, and it was designed.
Bro, not gonna lie, I think the 24/7 title could have done its thing if the belt just looked differently. The belt was too fucking whack, bro.
Trying to bring some raw excitement to Monday nights. Even though the title has had some fun segments and moments over the years, WWE eventually lost interest, and it was reported that the infamous title was never mentioned in creative meetings. One of Triple H's first acts as head of WWE Creative was to retire the title immediately, as hilariously Nikki Cross would attempt to dump the title in a trash can, which was certainly symbolic, as it was Triple H basically telling the audience what he really thought of the title, even though she missed the pin completely. Number 7, scripting the commentary team. Now, Vince McMahon loved to micromanage his announce team. It was common knowledge that McMahon directed traffic through a headset, and he was even said to scream down the headset whenever a commentator said something he didn't like. Now, this style of management was very hard on commentators, and it led to numerous names quitting the position over the years. Yet Michael Cole continued on and did his best under extreme difficult working conditions. One of the first things Triple H did was give his commentary team more freedom, and the quality of the commentary output in WWE vastly improved overnight. Cole, as well as other—
Bro, no lie, that is very true. It feels very real now. Like, with Cole doing his thing and Triple H not really— he managing them, so he still does it, but it's not as much as Vince McMahon. Like, he trusting them, which is good because you need trust in that, you know. Cole's been in this business for how long now? Come on now, you really think he's gonna freaking mess up on something?
The commentators began to call the product with love and passion, and the commentary has quite rightly received rave reviews. Cole himself has spoken at length about how happy he is under Triple H's management, and this is what the WWE veteran had to say during an appearance on the Pat McAfee show. I think that freedom has really allowed the superstars, and I know for me and I know for Pat as well, has allowed us to be more entertaining, to be more relaxed, to be able to sit back and enjoy this product as a fan. Also, who knows characters better than the character? Seth Rollins knows his character better than anyone on the planet, so why not allow him to be able to bring that character forward? I've seen everything in this business for nearly 30 years. I've never had as much fun as I've had the last couple of years, not only working with you, but working with Paul Levesque. Now, it's wonderful to hear that Cole is having so much fun in his job, and he's a name that firmly deserves all the love and appreciation he's been receiving over the past few years, and no doubt a future Hall of Famer. Number 6, alienating the international audience. One of the most frustrating elements of being a WWE fan when Vince McMahon was around the company was that he mainly focused on the US market. Whilst WWE would deliver European tours, an international PLE was simply out of the question outside of a few pre-selected nations, but thankfully in 2022 this all changed. Nick Khan and Triple H wanted to focus on expanding and rewarding the international market. Since then, there have been major events in countries such as England, Wales, Scotland, France, and Germany, just to name a few. Premium live events taking place overseas is now a yearly staple, and this makes it incredibly exciting to be an international WWE fan. These events do amazing numbers for WWE, and according to Khan during an interview with World Congress of Sports, international PLEs are here to stay. We sat down together a few years ago and decided so the big 5 premium live events should be in the US or Canada. All of the other events, the goal is to have them in international locations. Now, there have been calls to have a WrestleMania event overseas, and with the 2026 Royal Rumble taking place in Saudi Arabia, this doesn't seem far-fetched. Number 5, a ban on independent bookings. A WWE contracted wrestler working in another promotion under Vince McMahon would have been highly unlikely. However, under Triple H, it's now become more common. Triple H allows his talent to work dates outside of WWE under certain circumstances, and due to Triple H working with promotions such as Noah and even TNA, WWE wrestlers are showing up in promotions all over the world. And Triple H has realized that allowing wrestlers to do this doesn't just keep them happy, it also helps other promotions, which can come in handy when looking at signing new talent.
Bro, Omos needs to really come back and do his thing, bro. Honestly, I remember Undertaker really talking about it. Bro, he first of all, he's a sweetheart. He, at least in the interviews that he's done, he's really cool. But second of all, it's like, bro, his character, they need to either make him a villain, a really good villain, because he's a giant. You feel me? And honestly, that's what they kind of need. So the fact that if they could just make him be this big giant, like, bro, he could talk. I ain't gonna even lie to you. He can talk. He's definitely, I think he's kind of good on the promos, even though they always had managers, but he can kind of defend himself. Like, he's actually pretty dope. So my bad. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they definitely need to treat him a lot better, but it sucks because he's a giant and they don't have nobody. They got to make him a champion in order for other people to kind of chase after him, which would be kind of fire, you know? It's a typical kind of story.
Cutting off other promotions is easily done, but it's always easier and healthier to have some type of working relationship with these companies. Triple H even agreed to have TNA talent in the 2024 Rumble, and hearing the WWE commentary team talk openly about TNA storylines and lore was truly groundbreaking. Number 4. Sporadic booking. Long-term storytelling is something that Triple H thrives himself on. Triple H loves to tell stories over a period of months or even years, and whilst Triple H did deliver some long-term storytelling, a lot of his storylines seem sporadic and just thrown together. In fact, it was often said that McMahon would rewrite the show hours before it was set to go live, and some weeks McMahon would be rewriting the show as it was in progress. Speaking to Variety in 2023, the game outlined his way of booking the WWE product, and it made for a fascinating read. Vince was always thinking long term. Whether it gets executed that way or whether it wasn't, I didn't know. But for me, it's how I think because it was how I was taught by him. I'm always trying to think about the long-term storyline. I was at SummerSlam and one of the first things I talked to the team about is, okay, where do we want to go for WrestleMania? What's that goal? Obviously it's going to change, but what's the target goal? It's like a GPS. Whilst extended storylines don't appeal to everyone, there's no questioning the game's success in this area with storylines such as the Bloodline Saga and Cody Rhodes finishing his story. Number 3. Banned words. Now, the list of words that Vince McMahon banned his wrestlers and commentators from saying was endless. Words such as belt and even wrestling would land a talent in hot water, and they would even receive a fine for saying the specific word. Thankfully, this bizarre and outdated rule has been abolished, as Triple H has allowed his talent to say whatever they like, within reason of course. Limiting the vocabulary of wrestlers and commentators did nothing but harm the product, and at times it was more than obvious that a promo or sentence was directly from McMahon himself, and this lack of authenticity was a massive hindrance to the product. Number 2. Breaking kayfabe. Now, only under set circumstances would Vince McMahon allow his talent to break kayfabe. McMahon kept this approach for decades, and to his credit, this was something that fans never took issue with. Under Triple H, elements of kayfabe are scaled back, and it was presented on Raw on the Netflix premiere that WWE was strictly a show and fans were watching a scripted spectacle. The opening to Raw on Netflix featured phrases such as heel and face, and to hear these words said openly led to fans having a mixed response. The game would address WWE doing this on the post-Raw press conference, saying, "The reaction seems like we did a good job with it. That was the intent, to capture the emotion and let people know we're not hiding what we do." I saw a lot of chatter from the people saying, "Oh my god, they said heel and face and shoot and work in one promo. We're not hiding what we do, that's what we do." To be honest, I think most of the world understands those terms and they've almost transcended our business. It is what it is, people know what we are. We talk about it. We're not insulting anybody's intelligence. We're an art form, absolutely an art form that captures people's emotion.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm okay with it, but I feel like if they're gonna do that and really break a lot of kayfabe, I feel like honestly, bro, they should not make it kind of predictable on who the winner's gonna be. My example, honestly, they did, honestly, I ain't even gonna lie to you, with the men's Royal Rumble, I honestly did not expect Jay to win. He's hyped, everybody loves him, I like him, he's cool, but that was a kind of twist because people were either thinking it was gonna be Roman, Punk, or even Cena, but then it would have been too obvious for Cena. You know, this Royal Rumble kind of proved that. Now, the women's Royal Rumble, it was a little too obvious now that Charlotte, once she comes back, it's going to be a whole, like, she's going to win. But honestly, I ain't even going to lie to you. I think if they can just keep, like, you know, definitely blur the lines, which is dope, but I feel like just don't make it predictable. Like, if Cody's going to go against Kevin Owens, can you just have Kevin Owens win? Because then it makes the story further even more. Like, I know Cody's supposed to be this golden baby and all this other shit, but, like, come on now. Let's be real. Like, it's kind of getting tiring at this point. Because it's just straight up, like, you know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, we know that wrestling is predetermined, which we know the winner is. Can we kind of just blur that out a little bit more now? I feel like, I hope at least the Men's Royal Rumble kind of shows that. Now let's see what happens, you know, in Elimination Chamber. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Cena? Because Cena automatically put himself in, right? So that's the thing about it. That's what we kind of have to really just, at least for me, that's what I would want. I would do if I was working there. Just that. You know, keep the kayfabe, keep the lines blurred. Like LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, right? That whole thing that was going on, keep that. Use it as a storyline, but don't make it, like, don't be too obvious on who the winner is going to be. If you can do that, business will be booming even more.
We don't take ourselves as seriously as most of the other people take us. It was all part of trying to capture that and say, if you've watched, watch this, and hopefully we'll honor what you love. If you never watched this, watch this. We'll explain to you what we are. That was the attempt. Triple H makes a compelling point, however there's a portion of the fanbase that likes to see kayfabe kept intact at all times, and that's completely understandable. And number 1, mass micromanagement. One of the things that was detrimental to the WWE product, particularly during Vince's final few years in charge, was his habit of micromanaging talent in every aspect. Whether it be promos or matches, McMahon took ownership of every aspect, and all areas of WWE programming suffered as a result. Virtually every promo, unless you were named such as Cena, was scripted, and wrestlers weren't allowed to deviate in any way from the scripted material. And this is why promos often felt completely flat, as it was being written by a 70-year-old man who was definitely out of touch with the outside world. Triple H realized this early on during his takeover at WWE, that talent needed to be given freedom, and that the micromanagement style needed to be abolished in favor of a
I gotta remember something, bro. When Triple H and DX was really starting to get that little hype, they decided to be free, and thus change the whole thing. So this man knows what he's kind of doing. Be free. Don't say anything crazy. Do what you got to do. Make sure you make the business money. Make sure you look good.
Supportive, cooperative environment. Talent were given freedom to get over, and there's not been a better example of this than Drew McIntyre. McIntyre's promo work since Triple H took over has been world class, and the man himself discussed this very topic during an appearance on the Masked Man show. The creative environment with WWE, Triple H kind of leading the charge. This is freedom that feels like I've never felt before. To truly go all the way now, and you can see so many different people, guys and girls across the board finding themselves. And we got so many superstars now. The show doesn't revolve around the same 2 or 3 people. This is without a doubt a key factor in the WWE product booming since the game took over, and this is an approach that McMahon could have easily taken, but that's if he just let his stubbornness go in favor of creating a superior WWE product. But there you have it, folks, 10 Vince McMahon things that...
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Now, Triple H, he's cooking. You know, obviously, us fans, there's always going to be critics that want something that didn't get it, critics that didn't want something that, unfortunately, we got. That's just how it is. That's the business. That's the purpose of the sports entertainment. But at the end of the day, the goal is for us to still keep watching, right? So, I ain't gonna lie. Vince McMahon did his thing back in the days. He was out of touch. Triple H taking over was honestly the best idea that possibly could have happened. And at least look at him. He's been cooking now. My only thing, bro, is just, I'm going to make a video about it. It's just, bro, it's a little too predictable. That's kind of like my thing. Anyway, shout out to Wrestlelamia for making this dope ass video. Guys, go ahead and give it a like. I'm already gonna give it a like in a second. And also do me a favor, bro, and just subscribe to your boy, man. We on the road to 2K. We already hit over 1,500 subscribers, which is, you know, I'm thankful for that. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all y'all for watching. I'm gonna say this because I always like to say it. If you haven't done so already, just power bomb that subscribe button for your boy. See you in the next video. Peace.